Hi everyone, and welcome to this businesstraining.com video module on two-way communication, the communication of today. So first, let's go over the question, what is two-way communication? Also referred to as interactive PR or public relations, two-way communication is the use of available tools to interact with, not to, another party. Interactive PR is the use of internet tools and technologies, such as social bookmarking, social media tools, blogging, social media marketing. This sort of interactive public relations allows companies and organizations to disseminate information without really solely relying on mainstream publications, and allows companies to communicate directly with the public, customers, and prospects. And this type of communication can be much more successful than advertising, which we'll go over later. According to Wikipedia, there are two different types of two-way communication in public relations. The first is systematic, and the second is asystematic. Two-way asystematic public relations can also be called scientific persuasion. It employs social science methods to develop more, and it generally focuses on achieving short-term attitude changes. It also incorporates lots of feedback from target audiences and publics, and it is used by an organization primarily interested in having its publics come around to its way of thinking rather than changing the organization, its policies, or its views. Two-way systematic public relations relies on honest and open two-way communication and a mutual give and take rather than a one-way persuasion, which is a lot of what one-way communication was in the past. Two-way systematic PR also focuses on mutual respect and efforts to achieve mutual understanding. It emphasizes negotiation and a willingness to adapt and make compromises, requires organizations engaging in PR to be willing to make significant adjustments, and also seems to be used more by nonprofit organizations, government agencies, and heavily regulated businesses such as public utilities than by competitive profit-driven companies. So why does two-way communication work? One-way communication doesn't work. Customers don't pay attention to one-way communication, which is another way of saying that one-way communication doesn't work. And communicating with customers instead of two is much more effective, which is also another way to say that two-way communication works. One-way communication barely worked in the past, but without other resources and tools, companies did what they could to talk at customers and barrage them with more and more information, never giving them time to share thoughts, questions, or to tell the company what they want. Like the picture it shows here, which really to me portrays one-way communication of advertising, billboards, radio advertisements, television advertisements. These are all just screaming at us for our attention. There's no way that a customer can give any feedback without two-way communication being opened. What's worse is that customers will most likely tell a company when they want something or when they need a change or when something's going wrong with the product, and they'll tell the company for free. That free information can be very helpful to companies looking to change things or to really please their customers more. What's worse is it's free information, but the company is so busy screaming at their customers with their one-way communication that they don't get the chance to hear it. So that's the reason why one-way communication doesn't work. Why has communication changed in the past? So why is one-way communication no longer useful? Well, advertising doesn't work anymore. Customers are harder to talk at. They're easier to talk to. We have so many things coming at us day in and day out, and with maybe a selected attention span where we save attention for specific things, like when driving. Most of my attention is focused on driving. I'll possibly ignore or not really register a billboard that I see, and this is really common in customers. They're able to block things out. They're able to ignore advertisements, especially with things like TiVo and the mute button. You can really avoid all sorts of advertisements. So one-way communication doesn't work anymore because customers don't want to be talked to. They want to be talked with. A natural need to change and adapt has made communication methods change for the better, and communication more involved for companies and brands. Communication can be a tough area for companies, but with PR and marketing working together as a team, using two-way communication, they can result in better word of mouth being generated online, more involvement with customers and buyers online and offline, and just a better presence online with the people that matter the most, your customers. So, through a natural need for things to change, communication has changed. Two-way communication is much more efficient, it's much more useful, and it really gets more out of the relationship between a customer and a company. And frankly, it's a lot cheaper to do two-way communication than to pay millions of dollars to have an advertisement run. Really, the only time I think customers look forward to advertisements is during the Super Bowl, when they're, usually pretty funny. And we also know how much they paid to be on that 30-second slot. So just keep in mind, take advantage of the benefits that two-way communication really makes available for all customers and all companies. There is nothing better than having a real, mutually beneficial conversation with customers. So, think about it. Customers want to have a relationship with you. That's why so many of them follow you on Twitter. That's why so many of them follow other companies on Twitter. They're looking for a way that the company can help them, a way that they can interact with the company, a way that they maybe can offer support for the company in turn, and also a way for them to understand you better. Why are you in business? Are you in the business for the people, or are you in the business for yourselves? So take the chance to open up that line of communication, prove yourself as a company that's worth keeping around, and also take into consideration your customers' needs. Two-way communication needs to be instilled because there is really that need to understand the customer and for the customer to understand you. So that sums up our two-way communication video. Thank you for watching this businesstraining.com. I hope you've enjoyed it. To learn more about the training and certification programs that we offer, please visit our homepage at businesstraining.com.